ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ। शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः। नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। May the Lord Indra, Varuna, Aryama, Bruhaspati bring auspicious to us. O Davayu, you are the embodiment of Brahman. I shall speak the truth and I shall practice the truth. Please protect us, me and my teacher. May our prayers are answered and may we be able to hear good words and speak good words. Om, peace, peace, peace. Dear devotees, today is very auspicious day. So it is called Yugadi. Yuga means, it is a year and the Adi is at the beginning. So at the beginning of the year. Of course, in India, the calendar is followed two ways. One is lunar calendar, the other is solar calendar. So according to the lunar calendar, the people who follow the lunar calendar, say Karnataka, Andhra, Maharashtra, Punjab, then Manipur, and few other states, of course. They all follow lunar calendar, and for them, today is the new year. So as per the history or the mythology goes, the Brahma thought, because he was assigned the duty that he shall create the world. He was assigned the duty to create the world, and he prayed, he meditated, and once he got ready himself, and he started the creation. And today is the beginning of the creation. Today is the first day of the creation itself. So we all started, coming into the earth or whatever you can say. That is why called Yugadi. And the solar calendar, it goes more or less mid April. The people who follow solar calendar, for them the new year will be just after a month or so, more or less. So that will be mid-April. So this is one of the auspicious day today. All right, coming to our Taittiriya Upanishad lectures, if you see the series, last class we were discussing, I introduced the 4 types of meditation, which is called Vyahruti. So what is Vyahruti? Vyahruti is nothing but sacred utterance. Now I can say so many things. Anyone can say, people. Then why this is called sacred utterance, Vyahruti? Because it was uttered by Brahma, that is the creation, the God of creation. That is why it is called Vyahruti. So the whole meditation is on the Vyahruti. And what are the Vyahrutis? Again, if you remember, Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, and Suvaha. These are the 3 Vyahrutis. And why did Brahma utter? To help us. Because he knew the Vedas are so vast in the nature. Say, Rig Veda itself is around 25,000 mantras. Then Yajurveda is there, then Samaveda is there. So Brahma understood our problem very long back, that the people in this Kali Yuga, they are fickle-minded. And their attention span is very less. So it will be very difficult for most of them to study. To study itself is difficult. Then after studying, you are supposed to understand. Then after understanding, you are supposed to assimilate the teachings. Then Brahma thought, these are poor people, definitely they can't. Many of them they can't afford. But still he was not negative in his nature. He thought, I should help them. Out of love and compassion, he thought, how can I help them? Then he said, okay, let me give in a capsule form. Power capsules. Swami Vivekananda's teachings has been brought out in a small booklet called Power Capsules. So if someone is feeling depressed, stressed, or loneliness or whatever, then they say, you read Swami Vivekananda's life or teachings, then you'll get inspiration. Like Swami Vivekananda's teachings are called power capsules. So like that, he wanted to give the Vedic capsules so that we can take easily, or shortcut method. Then he meditated and he condensed entire Rig Veda into 8 letters, one pada or one part of the Gayatri mantra, that is Tat Savitur Varenyam. So the entire essence of the Rig Veda is Tat Savitur Varenyam. Then next Yajurveda. So there the essence of Yajurveda is Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi. Then the essence of Samaveda is Diyo Yona Prachodayat. So this is what our Gayatri mantra. Of course, there is also a fourth part called Parorajase Samavedam. I think in Bradanyaka it comes. So Parorajase Samavedam. So it is called Turiya, and which is not discussed with commonly with people. Only in the monastic circles and in the very Pandits only this is discussed, the fourth pada. All right. Then he further thought, probably some of them might have a problem. Even this Gayatri mantra, which is 24 letters, this will be also big. Someone might, complain that, oh, Brahma, it is too big. Can you condense it further? I think when I was a novice in Alsur, when I was looking after the library, I had seen an interesting book that Bhagavad Gita for busy people. Bhagavad Gita for busy people who don't have time. For them, the Bhagavad Gita in a condensed form. So like that, so Brahma thought, let me condense further. Then Tatsavitur Varenyam, he further condensed into Bhuhu. Then Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi, the other part of the Gayatri mantra, he further condensed into Bhuvaha. Then Diyo Yona Prachodayat was further condensed into Suvaha. But he didn't stop. He further condensed. Then Bhuvaha, Bhuhu, he condensed into A, Bhuvaha into U, and Suvaha into Ma. So the combination of A, U, Ma is what? Omkara. So that's the primordial sound, and it is the synonym for the Lord's name. So now you can understand Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, and Suvaha, why it is called Vyahruti. Because it is uttered by Lord Brahma, not anyone else. That is it is a called sacred utterance. All right. Now, if you remember Samhita Upasana, which we discussed, 4 types of Upasanas earlier. Now here 4 types of, there it was 5 types of meditation. Now the Guru or the Rishi is giving 4 types of Upasanas. And for that, caste is ready. What is that caste? If you see in the earlier Purva Rupa, Uttara Rupa, Sandhi and Sandhana, we all discussed, isn't it? So like this, now this time it is Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha and Mahaha. So these are the 4, caste, 4 items has been taken, and keeping this as a base, now the Guru or teacher will be teaching us 4 types of meditation. The one more beauty is, if you see in the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, in the Samadhi Pada, which I'm discussing on the Saturdays, there few sutras, sutras means formulas basically, formula in a cryptic way you can say. The teachings are given in a coded way or a cryptic way. So the Lord Patanjali says there, you can take any object as an object of meditation and you can try to concentrate. So like that, here also in the Upanishads, they're giving lot of meditational techniques by which one can settle their mind, calm down their mind, and they can comprehend the truth. I mean, I keep saying this. Many people, and especially the people who admire Western philosophy. Of course, I'm not judgmental, but I've heard in the philosophy circle, oh, Indian philosophy is mere hypothetical. They only think and they only discuss and they only debate, but there is no practice. At least in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, there is there, but in Upanishads, there is no chance and place for practice at all. That's what people say. And recently, I think yesterday or today, there's a study circle in Vienna, mostly, and some of the youngsters all put together, they are studying Swami Vivekananda's Gnana Yoga. So they requested this weekend that Swami, can we have your session so that we have got some questions on Swami Vivekananda's Gnana Yoga we would like to discuss. I said, all right. So what do you want to discuss, or what is the topic you want to discuss? They told practical Gnana Yoga. Then he said, do you think there is impractical Gnana Yoga also? There is no impractical Gnana Yoga. Gnana Yoga is always practical only. Then he said, no, Gnana Yoga, practical, impractical means how Gnana Yoga can be put into practice. We mean Swami said. I said, it is better to put like that. So don't put that practical Gnana Yoga. Then people might misunderstand that impractical Gnana Yoga. So there is no impractical Gnana Yoga or impractical Vedanta. So like that, so these are so many type of meditation techniques has been given in the Upanishads by which we can calm down our mind. We can develop the concentration. We can slowly, we can progress in our spiritual life or comprehending the truth. Okay. Now, if you remember my earlier example, the same example now. So there are 4 chairs. So there was a, valedictory function or maybe felicitation ceremony. It was a huge ceremony, and there 4 chairs were put on the pedestal or on the stage. So first batch of people were called, all the 4 great musicians. Great musicians were called and felicitated. There were 4 chairs and people came and sat and they were felicitated. And after felicitation, the comparing person, the master of ceremony person, he said, thank you for accepting our felicitation. Then the 4 musicians got up and they left. Then the 4 athletes came and they sat on the same chair. And again, they were felicitated and they left. Then 4 philanthropists were called and they came and sat on the same chair and they were felicitated and they left. Maybe hardly they do, but 4 spiritual people came, spiritual people who are famous. So they were felicitated and they left. Now the chairs are common, but only people are changing. So like this, Buhu, Buvaha, Suvaha and Maha, these are like 4 chairs. Don't think that this is a chair, but I'm giving only example to understand. So these 4 terms will be repeating in every meditation technique. This you have to keep it in mind. So Buhu, it differs. It changes contextually. Every meditation technique, Buhu means something else. But these 4 terms it will be constant. Only the meanings will be keep on changing. So now having this in the mind, let us go into the Upanishads. And I think one more thing I would like to tell here, Buhu, Buvaha, Suvaha, whatever, 3 objects or 3 parts are called subordinates. And one is main, the other 3 will be subordinate. That is the thing. Okay. Bhuriti va ayam lokah bhuva ityantariksham suvarityasau lokah maha ityadityah adityena va vasarve loka mahiyante. So this is one type of meditation technique. Here, the meditation on the world actually. Meditation on the universe, you can say. So this is one type of, meditation. So the meditation is what? On the world or the universe. What is that? Bhuritiva ayam lokaha. Ayam lokaha means the world which we are living. Now, the loka itself is a beautiful word, Sanskrit word. No. Loka means which can be perceived by our mind or sense organs. That is what called loka. Whichever is perceived either by mind or sense organs, that is called loka. Now, bhuritiva ayam lokaha. Ayam loka means this world. Now, this world is which world? The world which I am living, which human beings are living, the earth, you can say. So, bhuhu. So, this physical world, he has been represented by, the physical world is represented by the word called bhuhu. And the same meaning we can see in the Gayatri mantra also. Bhuhu means physical world. All right. Then, suvarityasau lokaha. Sorry, Bhuvaha ityantariksham. The second is, Bhuvaha is intermediary space. The physical world is what? Bhuhu. And the intermediary space is what? Bhuvaha. So it is all common nouns actually. And Suvarityasau lokaha. The third world is Suvaha means Swarga or heaven. And the fourth, it is not the world actually, Maha Ityaditya. I told you, 4 objects will be there. Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha and Maha. Bhuhu is the physical world where we are all living. Bhuvaha is intermediary space. And Suvaha is what? Swarga or heaven. And Maha here is Aditya, the sun god. Adityena vava sarvaloke mahiyante. And here Aditya is what important. The Bhuloka, I mean the physical world, intermediary space, and the heaven are the parts, and the master or the main is what? Here, Aditya, that is the Lord Sun. Now, sun means it is not the physical sun. Here they say there is the presiding deity of the sun, basically. Adityena vava sarva loka mahiyante. Now, the question might come, why the great is Aditya, they are telling here. Rushi, why is he telling? The question might come. So Guru himself is telling, Adityena vava sarva loka mahiyante. Why the sun god is great? Because he is lightening, he is sustaining the entire world. So without sun, the solar system collapses. Even in the physical level, if you see, without the sun, the solar system collapses. He nourishes the worlds, he sustains the lives, he gives the energy. And where we are in Europe and especially Ireland, we all understand the greatness of the sun here. And today, whoever, at least 4 or 5 people, they called, how are you, Swami? And I said, I'm thank you, I'm doing well. How are you? He said, we are good, Swami, because we are having a sunny day after a long time. Very good sunny day. So when sun comes, how much life, how much light comes, and how much good feelings we come, we all very well understand. But Indian people are complaining already. We are feeling hot wave or heat wave. And, yeah. There is no option each of. So, and also in the Bhagavad Gita, also Gama, Vishyacha Bhutani, and all, if you say it is. Okay, now this is called Adiloka Vyaruti Upasana. Upasana is what? Meditation technique. And what is a meditation? Meditation on the actually. Now, when we hear this looks has been listed in the Upanishads, but unfortunately, we have lost the step-by-step meditation technique. For example, when we take a initiation in our Ramakrishna Math and mission or other, so we have got a step-by-step how we should do it. So there's a meditation technique which has been, we have got by the parampara from our teachers. So all these 32 Upanishadic meditation techniques were in practice in olden days. So unfortunately, we have lost most of these traditions. Now, recently I was discussing with one of the Pandit and he said, see, I always envy with the Shankaracharya and Ramanujacharya. Because those times probably these meditation techniques were in use. They, while writing the commentaries, they should have written all the steps so that we could have retained now. Then he was saying that these were always in a secret form. It was not told publicly to everyone so that people will not, so that people might misuse. That's the reason probably the tradition has been lost and we have also lost Swamiji. One of the Pandit was telling. All right. So when I was thinking about this meditation technique, it is quite interesting actually. Now, how to take the universe, the physical universe which we are living, and taking as an object of meditation. So people can actually, we can always feel. Now I'm sitting, so I'm feeling that I have got a body. I'm feeling that I'm sitting in my room, or I'm feeling maybe I'm sitting in the bank of the river, leafy river, or maybe in the bank of the ocean, or maybe in the mountain. So wherever I'm sitting, so I should try to feel the every part of the universe, whichever is comprehensible. Every part I can do it. Then the question might come, what is the greatness here, Swamiji? I'm feeling my body, I have a body, I'm feeling my surroundings in and around, I'm feeling about the maybe nature and etc. How it can be meditation? Yes, there is a very sensitive thing. When I was thinking about it, I got it. What is that? I am aware of my body. I am aware of the table. I am aware of the people in and around. I am aware of the mountain. So at given point of time, it is nothing but practicing mindfulness. So when I say I am aware of the body, so my mind is more or less, it is only thinking about body, nothing else. So it is as good as practicing the meditation. So I am aware of the things in and around me so that my mind is not distracted or diverted to other places. The same thing we can also visualize the space, interspace. Like I'm in this world and there is a sky, say for example, in between there is so much space. And recently, again, I was discussing with one of the postdoc fellow. He was telling quite interesting. I mean, he told the scientist name, I forgot. So today it has come so much so that people are not accepting that there is a vacuum. When we were all studying, we were told that, oh, how to vacuum created? We have to create a chamber and we have to remove all the air or the atmospheric air basically. Then vacuum is created. That is called vacuum, and some experiments were done. And so today's science, and there's a beautiful paper also has come out in recently, maybe in Germany, I think, Germany or Switzerland. So they're quite beautifully they are telling it. I may remove the air, no doubt. There may not be air atmosphere in that particular cabin or particular place, but I can't say, or I cannot say that that is an empty space. The shunya, which Buddhists call, that empty space is no more. Void space, empty space is no more. Okay? There is no person, there is no air also. Then what do you think there is? So the today scientists are able to tell, oh, there are energy particles. Okay, you remove the energy particles. Then they say, oh, there will be like vibrations, like X-rays, Y-rays, gamma rays, or maybe like alpha red rays, which are not visible to our naked eyes. It is there. Then okay, you remove that. Then still something is there. You cannot say there is an empty space. So empty space is a misnomer. So that is the beauty of our, again, Vedanta. The space is being told as Akasha. Akasha means what? Which has got Avakasha. Again, it is Sanskrit. So Avakasha means what? Which can hold as a substratum. So space can never be empty. I may not be able to see anything which is perceptible to my naked eye, but the space can never be empty. And which was told by Vedanta and thousands of years before to the Upanishads. Today science is accepting, yes, we cannot say that there's an empty space. Maybe there may not be a table, there might be a chair, there may not be a building or an object, solid object, but you cannot say there is any vacuum or the empty space. So there's a lot of intermediate space between me and the Swarga or the above world. So that can be perceptible. So that is filled with completely energy or prana, we say. So that also can be tried to practice. Then Swargaloka. Swargaloka, people might believe, might not believe, and all. So here Swargaloka can be taken as the intellect, the realm of the intellect. So at the physical level is at the level of body, and at the intermediary space, so bhuvaha is what prana, energy, and the suvaha is at the level of ideas, thoughts, and intellect. So like this, everything can be visualized and one can try to meditate. And Maha is what? Sun. Sun is the source of light. Now, the question might come for us, at least when I was studying, I got this question. If I feel that okay, I'm trying to visualize the energy, or I'm trying to visualize the Swarga, which is with full of thoughts, or I'm trying to visualize that I'm with full of energy and etc. What happens? That's what our meditation starts with for most of us. It starts with an imagination, actually. What happens? It is the beautiful science, actually. So there's a Sanskrit saying that Buddhi Karmanusarini. Our intellect follows our actions. Here, actions, not physical action only. Our thinking, our feeling, our thoughts, it's all based on that. The product of all these things, my intellect follows. Now, in Sri Ramakrishna's life itself, we can see a beautiful esoteric example. Once he was meditating. While he was meditating, he had a wonderful vision that two people came out from his body. One was black in color, charcoal black, we can say, black in color with red eyes. So it was very fearful. And if people see, they will lose their sleep. And if the children they see, the children will get fever probably, because out of fear. Such a black and a very fearing complexion face he had, one person. The other person, very calm, quiet, serene, and Sri Ramakrishna addresses him as a Kali Bhakta, the devotee of the Mother Kali. So one person, devotee of the Mother Kali, who is so soft, gentle, and very serene beauty, serene face, one person came out from his body. The other person came from a ferocious look. So then they started quarreling each other, fighting each other, and the Kali Bhakta, as Sri Ramakrishna says, he pierced this fellow, and the fearful nature person died. Sri Ramakrishna makes this example, he gives this his experience, and he leaves it actually. So it is up for us to understand. So here he is telling, because in our puja also we do, in meditation also we do. For example, in puja we do Bhuta Shuddhi. Bhuta Shuddhi is very important from the Pujari point, from the priest point of view. While we are before worshipping the Lord or God, we try to do Bhuta Shuddhi. In Bhuta Shuddhi, what we try to do? So our Kundalini Shakti is going and reaching the Sahasrara. Okay, just like I've emptied the space and I've emptied this body, the Jivatman. And this whole body, Yam Yam Linga Shariyam Shosha Shosha Swaha, we say, the whole body will be, what you say, let it get dried up. Then Ram Dahada Swaha, we say, then this whole body, including subtle body, let it be burnt. So the physical body and subtle body is completely burnt. Then afterwards, we feel Sokamaita Bosyam Prajayati. Let the Brahman thought, let me become many, and through the Kundalini, he is coming with all blazing nature. So new body, new mind is created with full of purity, with full of freshness. And then Guru Pravesha, like we say, so consecrating the body, we start worshipping. So this is a mantra and it is a part of spiritual practice or a part of ritual. But there are quite a few monks, and including Sri Ramakrishna, they have experienced when they did that, their body and mind was purified. Their body and mind was completely purified. It might look that it is a part of ritual. It might look that it is a mere faith, but it is not so. It is not only mere fact or mere ritual. It is a fact and it is an experience. So when our imaginations become strong, that becomes the fact. So Bhuritiva, Ayam Loka, etc. This Loka is called Bhuhu, and whatever they are saying, it is in imagination, might start with, but for the Rishis, it was an experience. Because their mind had traveled to the very upper direction, a very high frequency, you can say. I always say, like 2G over 3G, 4G, 5G has come. Now 6G, 7G, they are experimenting. So Upanishad is giving the highest frequency that is called God-G. So their mind was tuned with the God-G. That's why they were able to understand all these things. So these are not mere imagination, it is a matter of fact. And if you remember Ishvasya Upanishad, there he tells very beautifully, the Rishi makes a beautiful prayer. Hiranmayena patrena satyasyapi hitam mukam tattvam poshan abhavrano satya dharmaya dushtaya. I would like to see you. Who are you? Please remove your, mask. Please remove your mask so that I would like to see you as you are. So this was the prayer to the sun god. Sun god is only the manifestation, actually. It was only manifestation. It is a symbolic representation. We are not really worshipping sun as physical sun. We are worshipping the god in the form of sun, symbolic representation. So now Bhuhu is what? Earth, outer meaning. And if you internalize it, this Bhu is referring to our physical body. Okay, then Bhuvaha is atmosphere or intermediary space that can be internalized as life energy or prana. Then Suvaha is heaven according to the Upanishads. If you internalize it, it is nothing but thoughts and intellect. Then Mahaha, sun, is what? Pure consciousness. So at the macrocosmic level, the deeper meaning here is what? The consciousness is appearing as energy. The consciousness is appearing as matter. The consciousness is appearing as the rock. Consciousness is appearing as human being, animals, and etc. And I am that consciousness. So to reach that state, our mind has to be so, I think last but one class we discussed about, our mind has to be so sensitive and so subtle, which is called in the technical term in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna's language, it is called Divya Chakshu, special eyes. So sometimes whoever knows Sanskrit, they make a fun of this. If someone got spectacles, they tell, oh, you got Divya Chakshu. Means Divya Chakshu, actually it is called intuition, the power of intuition, the inner eye actually. So whoever knows Sanskrit, they make a pun with the Sanskrit language. They'll say, if someone they have got an eye problem and start wearing spectacles, they say, oh, you got Divya Chakshu. And one of the Swami, they were basically chit-chatting. Two Swamis were chit-chatting for a long time. So senior monk came. And both monks were red-handedly, they were caught. And as you know, we were not supposed to chit-chat for a long time. And for monks, definitely it is not at all. Any spiritual aspirant, it is not good. And for monks, definitely it is forbidden. But somehow they were doing that. So the senior monk asked, hey, what were you doing, both of you? Now they were caught red-handedly. Neither they cannot say no and they cannot say yes also. If they say no, it will be lie. And if they say yes, then they will get scoldings. Because and then all of them they knew Sanskrit. So they told Swami, Upasana is meditation. Upasana is meditation. They said we are doing Adda Brahma Upasana. Adda, whoever knows Hindi, they'll be knowing that. Adda is what chit chat actually. So the chit chat was said as Brahman, Upasana is what meditation. We were doing meditation on chat. If you want me to do the rough translation, it is like meditation on the chat. So Adda Brahma, like that Sanskrit, we can play a lot. So here the rishis is step by step is taking to reach that consciousness. The consciousness is appearing as this, the entire life with living beings or non-living beings, and I am that consciousness I'm supposed to experience. So this is the one type of meditation technique is being given by the rishis. So the key insights here is you are not just the body, you are not just the energy, you are not just the mind or thoughts or feelings, you are that eternal, indestructible consciousness. Again, consciousness is not the some object, it is not in the somewhere, it is me and me alone, or it is that I awareness. All right. Now, the second type of meditation. Again, bhuhu, bhuvaha, suvahamha. These four you keep it in mind. Then bhuriti va agnihi, bhuva iti vayuhu, suvaritya maha iti chandrama aha, chandramasava sarvani jyoti gamshimahi yante. So this is the second type of meditation. Bhuriti va agnihi. So bhuhu is also nothing but the fire. So the bhuhu has to be meditated as fire. So this is the second type of meditation. All right. Bhuvaha. Bhuvaha has to be meditated as a vayu, the wind force. Then suvaha. Suvaha is represented as the sun actually. And maha, the main one, here interestingly, it is the moon. Earlier the main one was sun and now it is moon. So what it represents actually? Here the fire represents what? Energy, transformation in the physical plane or the physical lane or physical plane, the energy level. Then Bhuva, here is what? It is again the life force. The Prana Shakti is what in considered as Bhuhu or Vayu. Then Suvaha considers what here? Illumination or the knowledge. So earlier it was a thought, now it a consciousness in there's Aditya. Here Suvaha is the sun, means here sun is taken as the knowledge. All right. And Maha is the moon, represents the calmness and the nourishment actually. So if you see, according to our Indian scriptures, the moon is the nourisher. Now, with the help of sun, the plants and trees, they all, with the help of photosynthesis, they produce energy. Fine. So the night, they assimilate that energy. So even if you see when we sleep and all, lot of things we get detoxified, or I keep saying this example, defragment. I don't know, today youngsters, they do not know. Maybe 20 years before, when we were using Windows computers or a DOS version, Windows 98 and all, we were using the defragment. Monthly once or twice, we used to run the defragment tool. Defragment tool, what it does, it used to remove the cookies and unnecessary files, and it used to arrange the files internally in the CPU so that the CPU work would have been better. That's called defragment. So in our sleep also, this defragmentation happens. And that time, our body and mind gets a lot of nourishment. That is the reason when we sleep and when we get up, we feel so fresh because our mind is nourished. And this, the presiding deity behind the nourishment is what? The moon. And when we internalize it, so why this Chandra is been considered as the Maha bear? Because the Chandra is the presiding deity for the mind actually. The Chandra is the presiding deity for the mind. If mind is under our control, if mind is right, then everything will be all right. I think Swami Vivekananda had one interesting desire, or one interesting prayer he had. He had told to his brother disciples, see, at some point of time, for some reason, if I lose my mental balance, don't hesitate anything, simply shoot me. I don't want to leave a place like with an imbalanced mind. Swamiji was so adamant in that. He had told quite a few times with his brother disciples. So mind is very important, and mind is the tool through which we are perceiving the truth. We are trying to perceiving the world, perceiving the relationships, perceiving right, wrong, etc. Everything is mind. And the presiding deity of the mind is what? Chandra, moon. That's the reason is the nourisher is called. Now, Bhuhu can be taken as fire at the cosmic level, at the internal level, it is what? The power of digestion. So there's a Bhagavad Gita shloka, Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva Praninam Deham Ashrita Pranapana Samayukta Pachamanyam Chaturvita. O Lord, the Agni, you are in the form of Vaishvanara. Where are you there? In my stomach. So whatever I consume, so it is not just eating for my taste, not for my tongue, or because I like or I don't like. No. So this is what the beauty of our, again, Gita, our spirituality. Even a normal, simple action can be converted into worship, including our eating. So here eating is what? It is an oblation. It is a worship of the God. Now, who is the worshipper and who is worshipped and who is the God here? The fire, the God is in the form of fire, which is called Vaishvanara. The name is called Vaishvanara, is in my stomach or in the liver. So now when I'm eating means what? I am offering the oblations. Just we are doing the Homa, Yagna, we'll be offering the ghee or some articles for the Indra, Varuna, Rudra and all. So similarly, I'm offering to the Lord Agni in the form of, who is in the stomach, in the form of fire. So please accept my offering. So even our eating can be converted into worship, which is a very simple, very basic thing we can think, but that can be converted into spiritual action. All right. Then Bhuvaha. Bhuvaha means here air, which is again nothing but prana, breath. Suvaha is sun, which represents intellect here, and Maha, moon, he also represents mind and emotions. Mind we understand. Why emotions? Because emotions play a significant role in our life. Recently, one of the scientists, she was discussing some things, and yesterday night I told, most of our problems, please know it for certain, it is not spiritual. We think we are all spiritual seekers, spiritual aspirants, and we have got problems, we have got spiritual problems. No, for most of us, spiritual problems have not started. Then what are our problems? 2, 3 I can list. The fundamental problems for most of us is what? At the level of emotions. Emotions. Then second is interpersonal relationships. And the third is ego problem. All our problems can be condensed into 3. After all these things, when we go further, then our real spiritual problem will start. But we think that we have got a spiritual problem. No, we are emotional problems mostly. And man is an emotional being. Emotions are so strong for us. And if these emotions are not filtered, and if the emotional maturity is not there, then no Vedanta or no spirituality can help us to a greater extent. That's the reason through meditation, prayer, why so much prayer and meditation has been given importance in spiritual life. By this both, initially, the emotional maturity it comes. Intellectual maturity, spiritual maturity is all further, but emotional maturity comes. So the ups and downs in the mind comes down, mind gets purified. And if you remember in the last, the Rishi was doing a prayer. First he asked for progeny, he asked for health, he asked for wealth. Then immediately followed by, he asked for purity of mind. If you remember the last but one class. And he says, why I'm asking for purity of mind? I may have money. If I don't have purity of mind, then this money can be a problem for my life. Because I should have that common sense and I should have that power of discernment so that I can handle the money right way. Money is like a weapon. It is like a double-sided tool. It can help us or it can create a problem for us. That was the prayer there. So the emotions. So this moon represents for emotions. When emotions are stable, our lives become much better. And quite interestingly, if you see the people who have lost their, balance of the mind, especially, mad people, we say, though we are not supposed to use that word now. So if you see at the full moon day, nearing full moon day or no moon day, their problems rises. Why? Because it is connected, our mind is connected with the moon. And same thing we can see because moon is also controlling of our gravitational force. In the sea, if you see at the new moon day and full moon day, Purnima and Amavasya, the waves will be very turbulent. It increases or decreases, the waves are turbulent basically. Why? Because of gravitational force. So similarly, our minds are also connected with the moon and Amavasya and Purnima day. If our minds are weak, it will become turbulent. It will be difficult to, control. And one more thing which I have observed from my childhood days is what? If we are really sick, if we are on our deathbed and if we are really sick and days are numbered, if such is there, And such people, this crossing this full moon day or new moon day, that is Amavasya Purnima, is quite difficult. I've seen with quite a number of people. So who are really weak and who are on deathbed. So this, if they, what you say, cross over this Amavasya and Purnima, easily they will stay for a few more days. If not, then either just day before or after they pass us away. So all these things, how this cosmic energy, our cosmos and our mind, our body, all are so much interlinked. We are all part of one system. It is quite interesting, actually. All right. So here, then the third type of meditation now. Bhuriti va ruchaha, bhuva iti samani, suvariti yajugumshi, maha iti brahma. So bhuvaha is what rucha. Ruchaha is what Rigveda. Then Bhuhu is to be meditated as Rigveda. Then Bhuvaha has to be meditated as Samaveda. Then Suvaha has to be meditated as Yajurveda. Then Maha, the master, who is what? Here it is what? Brahma. Brahma here, Brahman, or the Vedic knowledge. So Brahmana Vava Sarve Veda Mahiyante. Why Brahman is called Mahi? Great, because all the Vedas, all the world, creation, everything is what? Sustained by this Brahman. And I am that Brahman. So to reach this Brahman, all these meditation techniques has been told in the, what do you say, Upanishads. Now here, Bhuhu is what? Rik, no doubt. So the outer meaning looks like the Rik Veda, it is like hymns and praises, and inner meaning is what? Thoughts. And the Samaveda has got music, outer meaning, inner meaning is what? Devotion and the emotions. And the Yajurveda is represented at the outer level. Surface level is what? The rituals. And at the internal level, deep level, it is represented as actions and willpower. And the Brahman is what? The outer meaning is what? The source of every creation. And at the internal level, it is pure consciousness. Just like the Vedas are describing the Brahman, so all our experiencing are described in the consciousness. Many times we think, and recently in Chandi class also we were discussing, where to find the God? Where to find this consciousness, Brahman? If you ask, Rishi laughs. Why? Please tell me where there is no God, where there is no consciousness. In every place, in every part of your body, mind, in every part of the time and space, there is God. And from the devotional angle, from the Vedanta angle, if you ask, there is consciousness. And when we were discussing Upanishad, we also discussed this. Claim that I am that Brahman, because he is everywhere. There is no place, there is nowhere. This has been told in a symbolical way in the mythology, like in Prahlada's story. Prahlada's father asked, oh, where is your Lord Narayana? Prahlada said, he is there everywhere. Where is there? Then he started asking, because they were in the palace, he asked, he's in this wall? Yes. He's in the chair? Yes. He was in the pillar? Yes. Then his father, he took the mace and he said, okay, let me see whether he's there or not. He broke and there he saw Narasimha, the God in the form of Narasimha form, God incarnate. But that's one story, no doubt. But there the philosophy is what? God exists everywhere. So we should try to understand, we should try to feel that, and we should try to practice. That is the only way by which we can be happy at all given point of times. That's what we can see in all the great people's life. It is not that they didn't have difficulties. It is not that they didn't have challenges. It is not that they didn't face criticisms or whatever. They faced all of them, no doubt, but they raised themselves. How? Feeling the presence of Lord, feeling the presence of God, feeling the presence of that consciousness. So this is what we have to understand and we have to practice. The same thing I can see one of the greatest Advaita Vedantin, his name was Sadashiva Brahmendra. He comes from southern India, southern part of India. He was so much engrossed in that consciousness, I am that consciousness. Once he went and he sat at the bank of the Kaveri River. And he sat in meditation and he was so adapted in meditation. In no time, he lost his consciousness. He lost his consciousness means he's experiencing that I am that consciousness and there is no external awareness. And in maybe after maybe a few hours, there was a huge, huge rain, torrential rains. And slowly, the Kaveri, it was because Kaveri river basin, and he was sitting just next to the river, and slowly the water level increased, and sand also had come. Sand had covered his body completely. Then in a day or two, the water current got decreased because the rain decreased, rain stopped and water level decreased. And one of the villager wanted to build some house or some construction. So he went and with the help of a tool, he was trying to carry some sand for his construction. And after taking a few buckets of sand, then when he was doing, suddenly he heard some peculiar sound, and his tool was tainted with the blood. Immediately he got a fear, then he kept it and slowly he removed the sand and all. There he saw a person. He don't know he's Sadashiva Brahmendra, but a person is there. So a person was covered by entirely sand and all, but that person is not aware. Then he cleaned it and all. Then he gave some treatment, first aid treatment and all. Then Sadashiva Brahmendra opened his eyes. And it was a very deep cut on his head, and there was a profusely, blood was oozing out. So this fellow got worried. Then what will happen? This fellow will slap on me or will complain about me to king and etc. But Sadashiva Brahman, the smiling face, he smilingly opened his head. He didn't speak anything, and this fellow was asking, "Who are you? Where is your house? How can I help you? There's a profuse bleeding is happening. What can you do?" etc. He was asking all that. Sadashiva Brahmendra saw simply, he smiled, he got up and he left. It might become too much for us, no doubt, but when you exist in that consciousness, no pain and nothing will make you suffer. The same thing we can see in the Ramana Maharshi's case. Ramana Maharshi had a death experience. One afternoon or evening, he came back from the school and he was sleeping and he had the experience of death. But again, he didn't fear, but he got up and he started inquiring, who is that person? One side, someone was suffering because of the death. Someone was suffering or fear of death, and someone was witnessing that death. The entire phenomena, the experience of death, someone was witnessing. Who is this? Who is this? That question started coming in mind, and slowly he went out he was from Madurai, basically, nearby Madurai. He left, and slowly he went to Tiruvannamalai. And he went that in the mountain, he entered a cave and he sat and he started just analyzing that Vedantic meditation. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Now there's a dampness, lack of sunlight, because of that, slowly, some of his body got rotted because of lack of sunlight and the dampness also, and lack of care also. And his skin got rotten, and even the people who have seen that, they say that worms are also there. But he is sitting and he's trying to experience who am I, who am I, who am I. Some of the people who used to take the cows for the gazing, they never understood that. They thought someone is hiding or whatever. Then they threw the stones and all. And the problem added there. His body was bleeding. But again, Ramana Maharshi he was experiencing who am I. Then after many years, then when his experience got over, then his mind came down. He came, by the time half of the skin was fully of allergy and it was rotten and worms were there and all. When slowly it was cleaned and applied medicines, and slowly, in due course of time, his skin problem got cured. Even then, they were happy. These are all extreme examples. I know that. You cannot take it probably standard for all of us. But what I mean to say, when we understand who am I, if I can get established in I, that I means consciousness, awareness, whatever the things might come, might go, it will not bother us. My teacher or my Gurudev used to tell always, when you study Vedanta, when you rather put into practice the Vedanta, what will happen? You will travel from what to so what. You will travel from what to so what. The same thing we can see. I think in 2004 or 3 it happened. By the time he was already 94, 95. So just a few days before Swami Vivekananda's Jayanti, he was feeling very weak. Generally, he never used to complain or anything. He had a fragile health, no doubt. But that day he said to his sevak that I am feeling weak. Then definitely is the president of the order, then situation. Then doctors immediately came, they started making tests and all. Then the doctor said, we have to take for hospital. And so before Swamiji's Jayanti, we will have the Brahmacharya ceremony. And just 3 days before this is the situation. Then the General Secretary, Swamiji said, look, now if I send Maharaj to hospital, because he's the person who has to take care of the president's health, he said, if I allow, you will take to hospital and he will not come back before Swamiji Jayanti. And this Brahmacharya ceremony already has been started. The work and the Vratha already has been started. 7 days before itself it starts. So all these things, if you can manage here itself, we'll be grateful. Otherwise, if it is too much difficult and if it is any problem to the Maharaj health, definitely we will think of. Then they made a meeting and all. Then they said, no, we can manage. Things are under our control. Then immediately things and all, I mean, they arranged the systems and all. Then immediately IV fluids done, and it was announced Maharaj had to be done blood transfusion. Whoever has got particular blood group, you can come 1 or 2 people or few people they might take, etc. All these things has been arranged in a 3-4 hours. The whole Belur Math got panicked because of this, and they arranged. Then once IV fluid has been started, probably blood transfusion and IV fluid is going on. Now 94, 95 years age person is not well, and these things has been done. Now he's lying down. So slowly, then the General Secretary Maharaj comes and asks, he wanted to inquire his health. How are you now to feel? On one side, in one of the hand, the blood transfusion and IV fluids are going. In one hand, he's holding a book, lying down, and he's reading. Then the General Secretary Swamiji comes and asks, Swamiji, how are you? He said, now I am feeling all right. I'm feeling better. Then he said, all right, are you okay? Yes. Then he said, okay, go. The President Maharaj said to the General Secretary, you go, and he started continuing reading. Then the General Secretary Maharaj said, you see, here in this age, he was feeling weak. We all became panic. Whole Belur Math is scratching our heads, their heads to take care of him. That's all fine. So at this age of 94, 95, he not to go to exams, no seminars, or he need to earn his bread and butter or anything. At this age, at this fragile health, on one side blood transfusion and IV fluid is going on. In the other side, he's holding the book and reading. You see what a person is. I don't know from what soil he has become. He's used in the Bengali. So Kiser matite hoiga jani nami. And he told from which soil he has become like that. Now, why it is possible? Of course, the love for knowledge, love for wisdom is one thing, no doubt. And that's so because they always lived at the level of consciousness or at the level of thoughts and ideas at the God level. That's why this physical body, one headache, one little tiredness is enough for us to skip our body, our meditation, our studies, and our work or whatever. But in their cases, it is not so. One is willpower, no doubt. The other is because they used to live at the level of the ideas or live at the level of consciousness. So this is what happens when we get emotional stability and when we have a control over mind. For these things, these meditation techniques has been taught. So it is not mere imagination, it is not mere speculation, it is a part of practice. And the beauty of Upanishads is they have given a wide variety of meditations. Whichever it suits you, you can take, meditate, and bring the emotional stability, control your mind, stabilize your mind so that you'll be able to understand who am I. Because if the water is too much shaky, I cannot see the bottom of the well or the pond. If the water is pure and the water is, if not undisturbed, then only I can see. So similarly here, our mind. If mind is disturbed, I cannot reflect. I cannot understand who am I. If the mind is calm, then I can try actually. So to quietening the mind, to calm downing the mind, and to reduce our distractions and deviations, these meditation techniques are told. So probably let the God bless all of us so that we can meditate and we can experience the who am I. For that, stabilizing the mind, controlling the mind is very important. And these are the few meditation techniques given by the Upanishads. One more technique is there. Let me see in the next class. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Rama Krishna Arpanamastu. Probably I'll not be able to take too many questions this today, maybe 1 or 2 only. Then afterwards we'll have, being a special day, some devotees also have come. We'll have Arati. You can stay with us, Arati. Then afterwards we'll have a delicious prasad. But of course, we are sorry that we cannot send you. Yeah. Yes, Lucy, please go ahead.
Just a quick question, and that's Swamiji, you mentioned about, for example, Tat Savitur Varanyam being condensed for the Rig Veda. Did they say why that particular Veda?
Okay. Why Tats Bhurgova Suvaha, that is the Vyahrutis, Tatsavitur Varenyam. Why that is the only has been condensed as Rig Veda. Yes. So, I mean, one is that why? Because that's how it was revealed to the Brahma. Because that's why it was revealed. Now you can also ask why Tatsavitur Varenyam only as Bhuhu? Why not Tatsavitur Varenyam as Bhuvaha? If you ask, I mean, yeah, this is a good question. Even I also didn't think. I will also try to think. But at this given point of time, what I feel that that's how it was revealed to the revealed to the Lord Brahma, not Brahman. Brahma, I mean to say. That's how probably. That's the reason he has told. But I will also try to find out, is there any reason particularly why it is only given in this fashion, why not in any other fashion? I will try to study or discuss with people. But at this given point of time, only I know this much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Pranam Maharaj, Rajarshi here.
Mm.
Maharajji, so this use of moon, also from Advaita Vedanta point of view, it's like reflected consciousness, right? Because mind is where consciousness is reflected. In moon, sunlight is reflected, and that's how we see the moon. So that's why, is there a parallel that since moon reflects light, therefore it is a symbolic of mind?
Well, we can think like that, no doubt, because yes, because moon himself doesn't have really the energy. I mean, it is he draws the energy from the sun and he gives the light, so called for us. Yes, in that sense, you can say, because the moon is what mind actually. Again, mind is nothing but the reflected consciousness. So that's how, because also moon at the cosmic level, he draws the energy from the sun and he gives to the world or to the planet, solar system, and no, sorry, to our Earth. So similarly, you can take, yeah, that's also one way of looking why mind has been taken as a reflected consciousness.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Yeah. Darshan, I saw your questions and all, but I think I fear today I will not be able to take few questions are there. Maybe I will try to discuss in the next class.
It's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can stay with us for Aarti. You got any questions here? One or two, maybe I will take if at all anything is there. Otherwise, we'll go for Aarti. Okay, stay with us for Aarti. Yeah.
Ramakrishna Sharanam. In 13 or in 90, if you are using the online book, it is in 90. Small book in 90.
This auspicious day, we shall all sit for a minute and we shall offer our prayers at the feet of the Lord, so that may all of us be happy, our family members, friends, relatives, and every being may all be happy. Let all these fights, battles, wars come to an end very soon, so that we shall feel secure, and let the prosperity, happiness, peace, and mutual understanding and cooperation may prevail every nook and corner of this entire universe. O Lord, on this auspicious day, we are offering our prayers, love, and we are thankful for you, for all your grace, and for all your protection. May you continue to bless us, to hold our hands, and lead at every step in our life. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Thank you all for coming. Wish you all happy and prosperous Yugadi.